For this morning, a bill in Florida includes changes that would place new limits on lawsuits that could make it harder for people to sue insurance companies or win damages in lawsuits. It would remove Florida's one-way attorney fee provisions. We're going to explain what that is in just a minute. Critics argue that this would essentially block low-income families from being able to sue their insurers. Joining me now on the morning show is Weston, insurance expert and senior founding partner at Donaldson and Weston. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
Appreciate
Thanks for having me, Jen.
So there's a lot of legalese with this. So let's try to explain to our viewers who may not be attorneys here. So first of all, let's start with bad faith reform because this addresses this. This is known as HB or House Bill 837. Would you explain how this would impact customers specifically when it comes to bad faith claims that they might have?
Sure. Both individuals, customers here in the state of Florida, as well as businesses currently have a responsibility to act in good faith, right? There are laws saying that we have to act as a reasonable person. The way that we control insurance companies and force them to act in good faith is by this bad faith law, okay? And removing this would basically allow insurance companies to lowball and reject claims that they shouldn't be allowed to do, which would greatly harm Floridians.
So until, at least at this point, because this is just a proposal, so at this point, if that does happen, a customer could then come to an attorney, and the attorney can, on their behalf, then sue the insurance company, so the insurance company essentially does the right thing after refusing a claim.
We currently get these calls regularly. Clients will come in and say, the insurance company lowballed me, or they wouldn't pay my claim. This would actually remove that requirement so insurance companies could reject more claims and make more lowball offers to Floridians.
And is this medical insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance, all of it?
It's everything.
It's everything.
Yeah.
There are 6 major components of this bill, so I'd like to kind of move through them. Limitations on medical damages, that's addressed in this. How so?
Right, so the argument for it is basically, well, if the person has Medicare, if they have Medicaid, if they have health insurance, let's just offer them, or let's just have them the ability to show the medical damages for those costs. The problem is we don't know what the future holds. So someone with Medicare today may not have it tomorrow, and they're talking about removing that, for example. Someone with health insurance may have that today, but may not have that tomorrow. A person going to court only has one chance to file their claim and get the damages for the rest of their life. So saying you have health insurance today, but you might not have it tomorrow is a windfall for the insurance companies and would greatly damage Floridians' ability to recover their damages.
Now, we talked a little bit as I was introducing you, one-way attorney fees. Can you explain how that applies, first of all?
Sure. Basically, the consequence of this is that Floridians have the ability to recover attorney's fees when they're successful in cases. This would remove that right and make it, and basically removing the ability for David to fight with Goliath. So lower income Floridians would basically not be able to go to court.
So the other argument of course, and we did see this also when the special legislative session was called associated with homeowners insurance. There are a number of insurance companies that say that they simply can't afford to write any more claims in the state of Florida and as a result have left the state. And so we were hearing this argument from insurance companies saying it's just too expensive because attorneys are suing and as a result that is raising the costs. What's the counter to this? You know, I mean, how do you address the fact that insurance companies make the argument, hey, you know, all of these legal fees and these settlements and, you know, are costing, you know, everyone more than it should.
Right. I've been practicing law for over 15 years, and we've been hearing these stories for over 50 years, that the premiums are going too high and the insurance companies are leaving the state. When you actually look up and Google these insurance companies, they're making billions and billions of dollars in profit. This isn't an opportunity to write more policies or to have more insurance companies come to the state. This is an opportunity for those insurance companies to make more profits. This is a complete and total windfall for the insurance companies.
Now, we know that another aspect of this involves, we know Florida is a no-fault state, as we frequently hear. Is this also an issue associated with HB 837?
There really isn't a no-fault.
Yeah,
there really isn't a no-fault provision in HB 837.
Okay.
This is something, the no-fault provision was actually changed a few years back and again reduced. So the ability for Floridians to file claims under no fault was reduced as well.
Okay, and then because I'm trying to get to all these points so that our viewers have a better understanding. This also calls for eliminating negligent security safeguards. What does that mean?
It's a complicated issue. It doesn't come up very often, but when there's a negligent security claim, so basically it's the responsibility of a business to provide a safe environment for shoppers. We see a lot of this at gas stations, malls, etc. And if there is negligent security or the failure to provide a safe environment, it would give the ability for the insurance company or the business to place the tortfeasor, or in other words, the criminal, on the jury form. So it would, again, reduce the ability for an individual to get an ample recovery. Given
what is in HB 837, what is your suggestion to our viewers at home, who are not lawyers, as an example, who may be opposed to or for whatever reason also in favor of this?
Yeah, basically, I recommend contacting your local representatives to try to reverse this and try to block this. There are 6 main provisions. There will be arguments that it will reduce premiums. However, when you actually look at the bill, the word premium isn't in it, and there's no guarantee against for the reduction of the premiums. We've been talking about this for 50 years now, since PIP from the 1970s. We need to reduce the premiums, and so what we're going to do, though, is actually reduce the right of an individual to go to court. This is scary stuff. This is a big deal.
Pontes, thank you for your time this morning. We appreciate your perspective.
Thanks.